Good morning, good evening, and welcome to this week's Fiberific Live Craft and Chat, where we craft and chat live. It is cold here. It is cold. It's too cold for a Queensland winter. Even the dog is cold, okay? The dog is currently hovering, shivering, hiding under a blanket. He's not happy because he's cold. The cat, Tibbles, the cat, is curled up under the edge of a doona. When do cats hide under blankets? Cats don't hide under blankets. Apparently they do when they get really cold. So, good morning to you all. It's so good to see everybody coming in. Now, those of you that are channel members, you may notice if you go and click the emojis, channel members have access to some custom emojis. Now, I made them myself, so they're not fantastic. They're a bit of fun. If you've got any ideas for any others, let me know and I will have a play. But let me know how it goes. Let's have a look here. I'm just having a double check around to make sure everything is working. Is the stream working? I think the stream is working. I can't tell because nobody's chatting in the chat. Wait a second. I just saw a chat. Knit Spin Girls, good morning. Thank you, YouTube, for the notification. I completely forgot it was Thursday. Do you know what? I had to keep checking it was Thursday because it doesn't feel like a Thursday. Sally's got the Fiberifian late note happening. Good job. I can't bring in my emoji here. If I used a different app, I could, and I'm going to look into getting that. So there we go. Kerry Randall, thank you. It's good to see you. Leanne says she can see and hear me. Vampire, great to see you. Great to see you. I've got on my wool cotton arco that I made. I still haven't blocked it. It's still got all its ends hanging out. I just kind of poked them so that there's less that you can see on camera. So that's good. And then I have my knee-high socks on. I said to Abby this morning, once I finish my trackies, I've got a whole outfit. I've got a top, my track pants, and socks. Track pants aren't quite finished. We're going to work on those today. They're nearly done, but they're not quite there yet. Yeah, that's what it says. It's very small. I know they're very small. I'm going to have a play with them and see if I can't make them a little clearer. But they are a bit of fun. They are a bit of fun. Good morning, Kelly. How are you going? I'm going to... Oh, goodness me. So, just hang on one second. Okay, so sorry, I just had to pass a message on to Abby. It was 3 degrees for Francis overnight. It got down to 2.4 here as far as I could see, at least during my waking times when I was checking the app. It's a bit cool here. It's 16 in the lounge room and I don't own a heater. Let me just think. Let me just look here. It's currently 15.8, feels like 13.9. There's no heater in this room either. I do, however, have hand knit socks, hand knit jumper, and a crochet blanket on my lap. There we go. I've got my Mazumi blankets on my lap. So I'm not cold. Like, I'm cool, but not cold. I was very cold before I went and put the socks on, truth be told. So yeah, so anyway, I'm gonna jump us to here so that I can keep working on my track pants. I do have a link to the pattern in the description. YouTube's changing everything, so you may have to close the chat to find the description depending on which view they've given you. Joy, thanks YouTube for really making it easy for people to get to the description. Vampire says it's currently 11 here in South Australia. Oh my goodness. That's a bit on the cool side. That's a bit on the cool side. So this is the second leg, and I'm about, you know, bike pants, like just above the knee, I'd say I'm at. I haven't tried them on, but I would say it's above the knee. Oops, did I just drop stitches? No. So we're moving into, I'm realizing I'm getting through the 4-row repeat a lot quicker. So, so yeah, Sally says, no wonder I'm cold. Yeah, Sally, it's just cold. It's just cold. So what have you all been working on? I've had, like, so let me know in the chat what you're working on. But while you do that, I have had some yarn arrive, which I can show you if you want me to. I bought a new set of knitting needles to play with. If you want to see those, I've got those handy as well. In my cups today, I only have the 2 Yetis because, well, I'm very caffeinated and I didn't really want to make a coffee. So I've got tea and bubbly water in my Yetis. And just as another thing, for those of you that are channel members that are popping in, when you go to choose your emojis now, there's an extra row that says Fibrific. These are custom emojis made by me that are just for channel members. Nobody else can use them. So, yeah, if you're a channel member, you get to use those. There you go. Game Widows has found one. She's found the yarn ball. Good job. It was my first go making emojis. I nearly didn't put them up, but I do have spaces for, I think, 11 more. So if you've got any ideas, let me know and we'll see what we can do. I'm just got a little bit of a runny nose just for a second there. I thank you for putting the link in for the drink, for the pants. Slowly working on my big craft bag, still down with the spicy flu. Oh my goodness, I hope you feel better soon. Gamer Widows is getting an order ready to send out before taking the kiddo to the doctor. Molly is finished another field sweater, and I've started doing another jumper in brioche. Nice, very nice. Let me think. I built a fence. I mean, not by myself, obviously. On the weekend, I did a lot more than I usually do, like physically. I moved a lot of timber I did that by myself. And let me just say, I had no fine muscle skill movements for my wrists, fingers, or hands for a couple of days. So I didn't get any knitting done on the weekend, or any video editing done, or anything else that required fine motor skills. I just laid in a mess of pain, really, and used my my new massage gun thing that Tim and Abby gave me for Mother's Day. Claire is here. Hello, Claire. Have a fantastic live on a bus trip and can't stay for the whole time. Good to see you, Claire. Do you think 2 hours is enough time to show off the yarn delivery? Well, I mean, I personally didn't buy a lot of yarn, so I think it would be fine. It would be fine. Ah, fantastic. Game Widow says, this may seem like a small thing to some people, but yesterday I walked up some steps without too much trouble. That is awesome. That is awesome. I'm glad to hear that. Frances is starting the sleeves on her jumper. Ah, we've all got some positive stuff happening, so that is excellent. That is very, very good. Oh, my keyboard is just, I moved it so I could. Sally's got to go and make her a morning a mocha. Very nice. Very nice indeed. Keep going here. have a trick or a knack for a big project like this? Obviously, I'm going to be twisting around and around. Like, do you have a sneaky tip for making it so I can not have to just sort of stop and untwist everything and keep going, or is it just the nature of large projects? I mean, to the point where I was thinking, I wonder if I could just put it all up on a lazy Susan and just have the whole lot twist. Like, that'd be pretty cool if we could get that to work. Coffee for Leanne, tea for Shannon. Shannon, I've got tea in my trusty Yeti. Let's have a look here. Leanne says she's used a lazy Susan once. Was it more annoying than helpful? Because like you've written once. Was it just like, this is painful? I mean, admittedly, you can't. It's pretty hard to do that if you're working on the couch and it's on your lap. So yeah. Francis says, I got a yarn delivery yesterday. 2 balls of limited release Bendigo lemon chiffon cotton. Oh, it arrived. Oh, fantastic. So do you have enough now to finish your project? I'd hope 2 balls would be enough, but, you know, not always. Molly uses a lazy Susan. Okay, that's good to know that it actually works. Kerry got her fiber lily order. I just ordered some commercial yarn. When I was away at Coolum on my holiday, and I went to Say Little Hen. Is that what it's called? I always think of Say Red Hen because of the book, but is it Say Little Hen? Anyway, she had a project kit that she had for sale. And it felt amazing. It felt absolutely amazing. And so I had never touched that particular yarn before, but one of my wholesalers has that yarn. So I was able to grab some. Let me just double check I haven't. Cool, yeah. I was able to grab some, which was really good. In the colours, in a few colours. So I've got enough for a couple of sweaters or some other stuff in some really pretty fun colours. Because, you know, I did buy it wholesale, I do have to buy the full 10 packs. So I have 10 of 4 different colours. I think they're 50-gram balls. They look like 50-gram balls to me. I can grab them. If you want to see them, I can grab them. Oh, that was the correct name. Thank you. I always mess it up because my brain instantly goes to like golden books when it comes to cute things like that. Okay, oh, and I'm coming to the end of this. This is the 3rd ball. So I'm going to have to crack into a 4th ball of the yarn for my pants, for the bottom of the leg and the pockets. And possibly, I'm not 100% sold on the drawstring that I made, so maybe a new drawstring as well. So I wanted a little thicker. So where is the drawstring? Come out here. So I mean, the drawstring's all right, but I was just thinking maybe if I made it a little denser, it might be a bit, you know, stronger. I don't know. Let's have that was it. So I'm going to Reno on Friday, and I'm getting a pink one. A pink one which? I'm very curious. Francis says, of course we want to see. Of course we want to see. So channel members, what do you think of the little emojis? Do you think they're a bit of fun, or are they just too hard to see? Because they are very small. I can't change the size. That's just the size of them. Yeah, I don't get to make the emojis bigger, but I could possibly make them clearer. Maybe. Oh, Yeti. Oh, you're getting a pink Yeti. Are you going to go this tropical pink, or are you going to go there's another pink? So this was the limited release tropical pink. So, oh, I'm very excited for you. Sally says that she can see them better on the computer. Yeah, they are very small. That's just the size that YouTube lets us make them. They're not big. I can't make them any bigger, but I could possibly make them clearer. So I'll have some fun. I wanted to have a go and see how hard it was, like to put it together and to upload them and all that sort of stuff, like the process. So now I just have to make better ones. Yeah, I like the tropical, I have to say. I'm not a big fan of pink, but I do like that kind of pink. It's like a warmer pink. I don't know how to describe it. I'll get to the where is the end of the round? I'll get to the end of the round and then I'll grab some of this yarn. I've never used it before. You guys have probably all used it before and all like, oh my God, how did you not know this stuff was lovely? It's just because for a long time I didn't use a lot of commercial yarn, so I'm catching up. I'm relearning commercial yarn. I basically used only my yarns for about 5 years or 6 years. Very rarely used anything that wasn't my yarn or acrylic. So, yes. Now I'm using a little stitch marker chain thing that I made for myself. But if you don't want to make one, you can order them from Game Widows, and they're super helpful for keeping track of where you're up to. So like I know that I'm on the 4th round now, 1, 2, 3, 4th, and that means it's my increase round. So not increase, decrease round. So I've got a decrease at the beginning and at the end of the round. Okay, but before I get too far into that, let us grab the yarn. I'm just going to roll over with my chair. That is the Coastal. It's a really nice blue. No, is that Coastal or is that Bluff? I don't even know. It's a bluey, like a warm bluey grey. And then I've got this really pretty terracotta. And because, you know, it's me, there's some teal. And guess what the last colour is? Who can guess what the last colour is? We've got teal. I'll pull out some out of the packet so we can have a good look at them. So yeah. Oh, that terracotta is so nice, honestly. It's such a nice colour. Yay, you're correct. It's a grey. You're right. Shockingly. It's a warmish grey with a little bit of a fleck through it. I can't reseal these bags, so that's a bit frustrating. Like, note to commercial yarn places, a resealable bag would be very cool. But it is so unbelievably soft. So it's the Cleckheaton Midland 8-ply, 50 grams, 92 meters. It's got some loft to it. It's so lofty. I just want to wear it. Now, I saw it was a beautiful cow that Say Little Hen has got. So you can check it out on her website. She's got a kit available for it. And that's what made me touch the yarn. And then I was like, holy crap, what is that? And she pointed it out and I'm like, I can just order that for myself. So I did. So that's the grey. Look, these probably aren't the proper names. They don't give you they don't put the proper names on the packaging. I can look up the invoice. This is the teal. It's a very dark teal, which I just think is so rich and just beautiful. So nice. Then this one here. This was the first one I added, which is so hang on, I can see the invoice. Oink. All right, so let's have a look at the color names. Okay. This is called Huon Pine. So this is the teal color. It is called Huon Pine. It's very nice. Then we have Alpine Grey. The Alpine Grey. Then we have Firetail and Coastal Bluff. So, and I just thought actually all four of the colors work together, which is why I'm pulling out and leaving out one of each ball so that we can have a look at them together. Come on, little baggy, let me in. There you go. Okay. Now you guys all know the trick with checking your colors to make sure they tonally work together with your phone. Let me just, now I haven't done it yet. I just bought these colors because I liked how they looked. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a photo of the colors. Hang on. And then I want to look at the photo, but I want to make it in black and white. Filters. As a black and white. So they are all, let's just, I will save that. Save a copy. So I can turn it on its side. Alrighty. So come on. Let me turn you on your side. Photos. Oh. It's not going to let me do it. What a painful thing. Why won't you rotate? Anyway, look. You can see that all four are slightly different tones of grey. The two darker ones are quite similar, but there is a difference. Like, probably can't tell by looking at my phone into my phone kind of thing. But when I'm looking at it, this one actually looks lighter than that one in the grey. So in the darkness levels, it's this one, then that one, then this one, then that one, which kind of makes sense. But when you grayscale things, it helps you to make sure that the colors are going to pop, because I've actually put together colors before that was like a red, a blue, and a gray. And I took a photo of them. And they all were the same gray tone, or so similar that when I worked them together, none of the colors all kind of blended. And I wanted color to pop. I wanted the difference to pop. So I want them to actually be different. I don't want them to be the same. So having the tones, having their gray tones, how do I put this, match but be different, helps the vibrancy of the project. I don't know if that is actually clear at all, but I want all the grays to look different. I don't want them all to be the same. So I'm going to see if I can grab a photo again with them in this order. And then go here. And then edit. And see if... Okay, done. Save as a copy. I'm going to pop these into the Fibrific Fun Zone so that we can see them. So, so I'm just going to put them on the Facebook chat for today's live stream. just so you can see them. There we go. So I've posted them both over there so you can have a look. So yeah, I hope it hasn't confused you more. But it's a color testing thing to do to make sure, like, these two colors look like that they would sort of blend into each other a bit, but they would actually pop against each other because they're tonally different. So while they would still, John, that is a weird thing that you got a message asking to become a channel member, considering you're a channel member. That is weird. Yeah, Sue Ellen, definitely have a play with it. So grab some colours of a project that you're working on, or even just some colours that you've got, and do some little just swatches of say even stripes or some sort of colour work together. Because I'm thinking striped sweaters, honestly. So I wanted to make sure. So ideally you do it before you buy them. And I had done it between these two in the store and was happy enough with those. And then I went in and just added extras because it was just like, it just feels so amazing. Like, it makes this cotton wool that I was very happy to work with, it makes it feel coarse. Like, that's how soft this is. Yes, it does work with multicolored yarn as well. Just take the photos and have a look. You just want them to be different, if that makes any sense. So you can see how it works. Yeah, it was very weird, John. I'm not sure why it did it. I actually, when I joined in the live stream today, it gave me the, like, when I opened up the back end of it, I got the, hey, you should check out channel managers, not channel managers, moderating managers, the new moderating manager feature. And I sort of grabbed a screenshot of it because not new, it's been out for over 12 months, and I actually have managing moderators set up on this channel. So I'm like, what's happening, YouTube? What are you doing? That behind the scenes, they're actually doing a ton of stuff. They've just rolled out this, well, they're in the process of rolling out this new feature where people will be able to test different thumbnails. So you as a viewer will always see the same one, but different viewers will see a different thumbnail. So yeah, but anyway, this was the yarn that I got. It feels amazing, and I'm trying very hard not to think of a project because I've got projects on the go right now that I want to get finished, like my pants and my purple jumper, my A-line cardi. I want to get that done as well. But this is giving me food for thought, and I've got 40 balls in total, so 10 of each color. So I'm very, very happy with what I'll be able to do here. Let me just do this. And there we go. But it'll be some fun. It'll be some fun. So they can sit up there. Please don't fall on the ground. All right. The other thing that I got is I wanted to try these out. Partly because they're teal. Like, let's be real, okay? Oh, Shannon, the mittens are done. The mittens are finished. They are completed. So, but this is the oh, these are just some extras that I've got for my collection. But this is the Knit Pro Mindful collection. And they're very, like, the cases are all calico. They're very cute with their branding that they have across everything. This feels like, I'll be honest, this feels a bit thin and flimsy, but we'll see how it goes. But so this is the set. And so it's got a 3 mil, a 3.5, a 4. I've actually ordered the 3.25 and the 3.75 to add in. And it goes up to a 6 mil. So it's not a full set, but it's a good size set. It's like good middle sizes that I'm constantly not finding. So it's in a project and I can't find it. It also came with, because I got the 4-inch tips, I've got the shorter cables. Now these cables making me think of the blue shorties cables, but they do have the swivel head of the Chow Goose swivels, but it is I haven't tested it yet, but it seems to be a much neater join than the ChiaoGoo swivel, Swiv 360s. So hopefully I like this better than I like the Swiv 360s, because I really don't like the Swiv 360s. So we've got that. We've got it's very thick, very hard piece of plastic for checking the needle gauges, which is great because sometimes, like, I'm too blind. Like, I will say these are really well printed. They actually have a little thing on each one. So each size has got like a thing. So this one says breathe. And that one says peace and believe and exhale, rejoice, dream, and what do you say? Explore. So yeah, so I like that it's a nice thick solid one. So it can't get all bendy on me, which I appreciate. It came with a second cable, but again, it's another short one. So these are really great sizes for like hats and cuffs and things like that. So I did order extra cables, but they never arrived. So as part, I've got to call into the company that I order from to work out what's going on. Inside the case is a secondary zipper section, just full to the brim of like stuff. So here we've got some ginormous but flimsy feeling weaving in needles. I probably won't use those. Some really big round stitch markers, which I like the look of. Sometimes you just need a big one, and there's some smaller ones, and then there's some teeny ones, which, you know, they're cool. And then we have just some padlocks. And then we've got some of these, which they're not my favorite, although they're not as bad as some of the others with these openings, because I always lose them. They come undone and they just fall out. I don't use those ones. So they can just, this is Knit Pro, the Knit Pro Mindful Collection. So this is the Kindness Pack, which is the 4-inch tips. They've got another pack which is the 5-inch tips. So I'll pop all those back in the bar. Get in, and then you can go in there too. And then in this little tiny pouch, which I actually haven't checked out too much, I think it's all yeah, there we go. Coming out little things. There's like a million little. Okay, so these, oh, they're very cute. They're the end connectors for your knitting needles. So, you know, they're little end stoppers for your knitting needles. So there's 4 of those. There's cable connectors, so you can connect 2 cables together. Look, I like that they include these, but I prefer just having longer cables, truth be told. I don't like having to have a thing for yarn to have to travel over, but it's good that they're there. And then they've got, these are pretty dense steel. I haven't joined with a key yet, so I'm just... Where do I put? Oh, there it is. I see it. There's a spot for the hole there. There's a spot for the key there. And then you just join that on. So I haven't tested them out. I don't know how they go. They're very nice and pointy, which is one of the things I love about the ChiaoGoo. They're stainless steel. This is a seamless join. Again, I love a seamless join, but we'll see what I think later. I do like the swiveling. We'll see how it works when I start a project in it. I'm not 100% sold. Not 100% sold, but I'm sold enough that, you know, I bought them. So there's that, right? So let's put all these back in their little tiny, teeny case. It's a little bit weird, but okay. It's cute. Get in there. Your little clip. Alrighty, pop that back in there. Zip back. I love having that internal zip inside the pouch so I can separate out the cables from the other stuff. I actually really do appreciate that. That's very useful. So I got that. That was my little thing, and that just sits there like that. Closes all the way up. But ages ago when I ordered in Oh, what is the cable made of? Look, I would say it is a wire-coated stainless steel. Like, just as a guess, based on how it feels. It's not, it doesn't, it doesn't feel like they're plastic, you know, the plastic ones that tangle up. This is definitely coated something. I think they really took on board the ChiaoGoo cables. Hang on a second. I'm just having a look here. The fine tips and no twist memory-free cables ensure your work flows smoothly. It doesn't actually specify. But they feel very similar to me to the blue cables. So ages ago when I bought like all the DPNs and a whole pile of small needles, I ordered these as well and they never arrived. So when I put in the other order, these came in as part of old back orders. So they just arrived randomly. Like, thanks for that. Come out of the box. Like, seriously, out you come. Why are you caught on what? Well, that's weird. Why'd they tie a cable up like that? Anyway, because I bought like little fixed circulars of a few different sets just to, yeah, I would say similar to ChiaoGoo. The tips feel different. Like the ChiaoGoo tips feel slinkier. These feel just a little grippier, not by much. I definitely feel a difference. They don't specify that it's like brushed steel or anything like that. And the ChiaoGoo tips are a little sharper. Oh, actually, I'm comparing it to the wrong thing. Let me compare it. What size are you? Let's compare like for like here. 5 mil. So let's grab a 5 mil. Alrighty. So the ChiaoGoo tip is probably a little pointier. The taper on this one is a little longer. But yeah, the quality of the steel feels different. This was a lot less expensive, I'll say. This is why I was willing to risk it. It was, I mean, and it's a different sizing. Like, so the ChiaoGoos are 275s, 325s, 3.5s, 375s, 4s, 4.5s, and 5s in the small set. So here you're missing out 2 of these smaller sizes, but you get these 2 larger sizes. So it's different. Yeah. And the ChiaoGoo case gives you a lot more space for adding in additional things. Like, I think I could add in, yeah, I can add in stuff, but it's still only single layer. So, but at least I can add it in, so that's good. Whereas with the ChiaoGoo, you've got a whole separate layer of what you can add in. So yeah, the cases are a bit different. I should have brought in a ChiaoGoo case, but there's not one handy. But yeah, it's definitely worth a try, and you know, I wanted to try something a bit different, and this color and this fabric really sang to me because I really like these. So, you know, I grabbed them too. I don't really see the point in having the little bag as well as the case, but, you know, I'm not going to complain. So, have an awesome day, Kerry. And then we got the Smart Sticks. So, do we have to get them out of the bottom? I think that's what it is. I think, Chantelle, you just did it wrong. I mean, they look cute, or they feel very different. They're nearly tacky. Definitely a different grade of steel, different kind of cable. This is just a nylon cable. Has memory, obviously. I mean, usable for sure, definitely. I think I would use them if I needed to. What size did I grab here? 375. So if I was in a pinch for 375s, I wouldn't say no. But not my first choice. Interesting with the little dots on the cables to bring it into line with the dots on here. What does that say? 38, 36. Okay, it's a ruler. That's why. It's a ruler. Are the gauge needles? What does that mean, Sal? What do you mean by that? Yeah, there's 2 centimeter markers. So I just had a look. So that's 2 centimeters, 4 centimeters, 6, 8, 10, so 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 2, 4, 6, 8, 30, 32, 34, 36, 38. Yeah, so they're sent every 2 centimeters. So that's actually really interesting. That's a really interesting way to do something. I mean, it's very aesthetically cute. I'm not sure if I'd use it. Because I don't really test my gauge while I'm knitting, because you're really supposed to wash your gauge swatches. But, you know, if you've got to knit for a certain number of centimeters, it's a handy little ruler thing. I don't know. Is it not just a little bit gimmicky? Let's see. They don't really put in any information about the difference between them on the packaging. So that's cool. One thing I'll say, cardboard packaging, totally recyclable. Like, there's no little sneaky bits of plastic, nothing like that. Totally recyclable. Love that. I really think that that is good. I have noticed that Knit Pro are doing that with a lot of their packaging. Yeah, the dots are 2 centimeters apart. They're not an inch apart. So, or at least, actually, they say 2 centimeters. Where's a ruler? Where's a ruler? Let's look here. Let's just test it out. Yeah, no, they're 2 centimeters. They're 2 centimeters. They're not inches. So they're definitely. If you're an American, you'd be a bit perplexed because it's not an inch. It's 2 centimeters. So, but they clearly state 34 centimeters, 36 centimeters, 38 centimeters. So they very clearly state centimeters on it. So, yeah. But I like the these wire coated cables better. That's very much more reminiscent of ChiaoGoo, which we all know. I love ChiaoGoo, and they're going to have to work hard to bip out ChiaoGoo. But sometimes you want something like, how do I put this? I want to travel a little bit, and I maybe don't want to risk my ChiaoGoo needles if I'm traveling. I could risk my Knit Pros, but not my ChiaoGoos. Does that sound harsh and mean? Maybe. But definitely interested. Sally's written here, the Smart Sticks is an exciting new type of knitting needle. The centimetre marking on these needles lets you measure and check your gauge as you knit. I don't really do that. I take it off the needles, let it relax, give it a wash. But, you know, everyone does things a little bit differently, so maybe that'll work for some people. So I'll move those. I'm actually... like, what can I make with this that I could just cast on? That's 34 centimeters. That's, I'd say 40 centimeters is this one. Yeah, 40 centimeters. That's cute. That is cute. I think the tips are a dash long for a 40 centimeter, but I think it'd work. It'd work. They come around. But yeah, the cables. I'm not mad about the cables. So yeah, I think the cables are nice. Definitely prefer this kind of metal coated, the nylon coated metal cable than just the straight up nylon cables. But one thing I'll say for Knit Pro is they've got a lot of different cables and needles and all sorts of things. Hang on. Yeah, they've got a lot of different types of things: swivel, non-swivel, nylon coated, not nylon coated. You know, you've got lots and lots of choices. I suppose ChiaoGoo are the same as well. They've got their swivels, they've got their nylon coated steels, they've got their straight nylon. So yeah, I think just having the hang on, I better not lose that. Having the options there for everybody is not a bad thing. One thing I'll say is I don't like that this set only came with 2 cables. I think that is a little short-sighted. I think should have a few more than 2. So I have ordered one of each of all the rest of the cable lengths. So yeah. I mean, I ordered the 4-inch tips because I don't really have many 4-inch tips in the chow goose. And, get in there. We'll see how they, oh, I have your favorite needles out, do I? So, yeah, I like the look. We'll see how I go once I start a new project, which I'm not doing today. No new project today. Knit Pro are generally cheaper costs, so perfectly understandable that you can afford to lose them over your chow goo that are pricey. And I have to say, I was very lucky when I bought my chow goos, like my set of chow goo, they were cheap. Like the Aussie dollar was good. They were a newish brand, and they were still tweaking some stuff, so they were less expensive than the other brands at that time. But if I was to replace them now, it'd be ouchy. It'd be ouchy. So, you know, being able to have an alternative. And also, for the life of me, do you think I can find my 4.5 mil tips? The answer is no. No. I thought I had 4.5 mil tips in both the 4-inch and the 5-inch, and I cannot find them. I'm going to have to, I've got some projects there I need to go through and double check that they don't have it. But it's just been a little perplexing not being able to find them. Like finding them in a project, like whatever, that's cool. But I just don't know where they are. And I definitely know I have at least the 5-inch because I have the 5-inch set. So they should absolutely be around somewhere. So, and then I pulled out my old Knit Pro set when they were called Harmony. Do you guys remember when Knit Pro brought out their Harmony wood? I got those. Tim and Abby bought them for me, and I have those with their purple cables. Tibbles ate through so many purple cables. It was because of that I changed over to the chow goos with their metal cables, because the Knit Pros didn't have metal cables back then. And then Tibbles could no longer eat through my metal cables.
Sorry.
That's all right.
I can't open it.
You're welcome.
I'm weak.
I have to get some rest. Bye, Vampire. I hope you feel better soon. But yeah, so then once I started using my chow goos, my Knit Pros kind of went into retirement. But then the other day I was like hunting for a 4.5 mil tip for something. What was I? Oh, I wanted to do a test swatch of the plum sweater with a 4.5 mil. Because I kept getting, like, my gauge was just a little bit off. I've just accepted that I used a 4 mil and a 5 mil and got the same gauge. So I was just like, I don't even know how that works because it shouldn't. Anyway, I figured a 4.5's not going to make any difference there if the 5 didn't. So I gave up the search, but I went through all of my needle sets, and the only place I could find a 4.5 was in a project, and it was a 4-inch bamboo, and I knew I wanted the stainless steel, and I had Knit Pros in stainless steel as well, that I had bought over the years, and no 4.5 in them either. So I was just like, this is ridiculous. I need to order some 4.5 mil tips to go in all these sets. It's just dumb. Like, where are they even? Like, I don't know the answer to this. So, yeah. Do you guys ever have, like, I found like 5 different sets of 4 mils. So I have so many 4 mil tips, it's not funny. And so I have the 3 sets of 4 mil tips in my chow goo stainless steel. So I think it's 2 5-inch and 1 4-inch. And then I have, in the Knit Pros, I bought the 4 mils and then nylon many years ago to try that. Not the biggest fan, but I have them. I have the Harmony Woods, and I have whatever their steel is called. Or is it nickel plated? I don't know. Whatever it is, that. Alrighty, so I need to do my decrease here, and then go back to the 1, and then just knit around. So yeah, it's you know, just I'm perplexed. Like, do you guys have a tip that just goes missing? Like, for me, I usually it was the 4 mils. I could never find 4 mils, but now apparently I can never find the 4.5s, and I've found all the 4s in the world. So I don't know what the deal is. I really just don't. One thing I'll say that I'm pretty happy about this kindness set, like about this Knit Pro set, is that if I want to do something that uses a 5.5 or a 6 mil, I'm not having to either use an adapter or a different cable. I can just change the tip. And while I do love that ChiaoGoo give you the larger cables and the larger tips, when you're using, like when you're jumping from a 5 to a 5.5 and you realize you have to do it, it's a bit annoying. But you know, when you want to go and knit something that's on a 10 mil, having that heavier cable is actually better. But yeah, when you're just jumping up like that half a size, you're like, oh man, this is annoying. So having to not have to do that with this set, that's novel. In all reality, how often do I do it? Probably not often enough for it to be an issue at all. I tend to stay under 5 mils for the most part, except for the ranunculus adventures, which I have actually bought a few different 6 mil cables to like fix circulars just to try those out. Let me just check in my drawer here. I think I've still got. See, look, this was my Knit Pro adventure. Oh, that's not Knit Pro. But, you know, like, there's some hooks. There's a 6 mil in there, carbons. That's a ruler. Good job. 4 mils in their trends. They're plastic, one of those. A double-ended hook, which I love double-ended crochet hooking, and not being able to find a double-ended hook has been really annoying. I do want to double check they are the same. So I like them to have the same size hook. I've got like a little blanket that I make that I do double-ended hooking on. That's their version of the cubics. I'm regretting buying such a short one. I want to see what the longer tips are like. Another crochet hook. There's just their zings, and then their cubic DPNs. There's more DPNs and stuff out in the lounge room that I'm actually working with and testing actively. Just double checking that there's nothing else there. Nope. Oh, that can go back in the drawer. So yes, I'm testing, I'm checking, I'm trying not to be closed-minded now that I'm not, you know, selling the ChiaoGoo. But everything comes back to ChiaoGoo's better. Like, you know, sometimes you're like, oh, okay, I've been on this ChiaoGoo train for like 10 years. Maybe something else has caught up, but so far I don't think so. Personal preference, though, you may disagree and you're allowed to. Molly says, my tips go missing all the time, and I have 4 by 4 millimeters and also the 3.5 millimeters. It's crazy. Yeah, I don't understand it. I don't understand it at all. So yeah, I don't get it, but that means nothing. That means nothing. So, is there something happening today? We've got like there's a lot less in the chat than usual, and I'm just wondering if there's something happening and I'm missing out, and we're all missing out on whatever's happening. So yeah. That not all of you have hit the thumbs up, so obviously you don't like being here if you haven't hit the thumbs up. I mean, really. Molly says I bought some of the ChiaoGoo crochet tips the other day. Haven't tried them yet. I'm not the biggest fan, I'll be honest. I prefer I actually prefer stainless steel hooks as well. So they're timber tips. I have the Tunisian set, and it's fine. Like, but I prefer the soft touch clovers. Like, but if I'm doing something Tunisian, I need a long cable, I'll happily grab them. Like, I'm not like, oh yuck. But I just, you know, I just prefer the others. I don't know if that makes any sense. I just prefer the others. Sally, are you kidding? You had to close the chat to hit the thumbs up. Guys, on your viewing screen, there should be down on the left-hand side somewhere that says feedback. Please feel free to send YouTube your feedback. Having to close the chat to hit the thumbs up is just a bit beyond, right? It's just a bit beyond. It bothers me. They're making it harder for things to happen. And I know not everybody has the same viewing screen at the moment. I know on one of my channels, I've got to close the chat to like check out the description and hit the thumbs up and things like that. And then on another one, I don't. So you may not be having these issues, but please use the feedback form and tell YouTube your feelings about this thing. Sally says, and then using the feedback form closes the entire live. Oh, for goodness sakes. YouTube. I'm not happy about this. I'm going to write a tweet. Where's my phone? I'm going to pen a tweet. Okay, let us pen the tweet together. Really not enjoying the new, what do we call this? User interface for YouTube. Helps if I could spell YouTube. If I don't have the chat popped out, because I confess I do usually watch with the chat popped out. And to send a feedback form. I don't know. Let me see. Closes the entire live. All right. Really not enjoying the new user interface for YouTube. If I don't pop out the chat, sometimes I don't actually type in the words I mean. I have to close the live chat to read the description and hit the thumbs up. And to send feedback closes the entire live stream. There we go. Thanks, Abs. And while we're at it, can we get rid of Meta AI on Facebook? I wish. Hang on. I need to add liaison at. Because that's the other thing. If we Shannon, they're rolling out a thing. If you go and click the little 3 dots, you can possibly turn that off yourself. They're making it so you can turn that off and on at a user level on computer, not on mobile. So yeah, like when someone hits the join button. Okay. Post, and I love that. I'm going to pen a tweet is the most Xennial thing I've ever heard. Oh goodness. I'm not terrified of AI. I do wish that we had AI doing our dishes rather than creating our art, personally. I think it's a tool, and depending on how it's used, it's new, so it's everywhere at the moment. You know, there's always evildoers taking advantage of things that are new. Um, so be cautious, be aware of any patterns that you're buying, especially on Etsy. Um, but yeah, just I'm not afraid of it. I just haven't used it much. One thing I've used it for, which has been super helpful for me, is right now I am looking for a job, and I've actually been able to do things like, because a lot of companies are using what's called an ATS system, which is you send them your resume, no human ever sees it, it gets run through this system, which is not AI, it's just a diagnostic system. And it just runs through this algorithm, and then it may never see the light of a human desk because if you don't have particular keywords that match up. So one thing that I've been doing is when I'm looking at a job, I will actually I'll be like, does my resume, and then it add my resume, match this job ad? And it'll actually find all the little bits that I've missed. So yeah, it is definitely helpful in that front. In saying that, I won't let it write it for me. I'll let it write its thing, and then I'll reword it how I speak, but making sure I use, you know, the magic keyword that I missed that their system will pick up on the other end. So, you know, there are areas of our life that if we don't embrace it, we're going to miss out on things. So, and for me, I'll miss out on jobs if I don't work out how to work through their systems. So, yeah. Admin emails are much easier to write with AI help. It's good for coming up with the correct terminology, but it really doesn't know. And that's the thing. It doesn't know what it is saying. And you need to check all its facts because it doesn't know what it's saying. So if you just need help with like spelling of words or wording of something, you still need to go through it and make it look like, make it normal, but it could help. Okay. I'm one of these people that if I start with a blank page, I struggle harder. Whereas if I start with something that I need to fix up, I'm in my element. So that's how I look at it. So yeah, I don't know. Does that make sense? So if you guys, I did tweet that out, and it's over on my Twitter, which is, if you're on Twitter, I'm Chantelle Hills 1 on Twitter. Please go and heart it and retweet it. Repost it, because I don't like to call it Twitter, and I don't call it X, because an X is a rarely used letter of the alphabet or something I don't want anymore. Okay. So yeah, you know, it's one of those things. I'm just closing some things. So if you are an X user or Twitter user, please go and find me and share that tweet. That'd be great. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, it comes down to what you tell it to write. Like, if you're not clear with what you're telling it to write, who knows what you'll end up with. So yeah. Jennifer says, I can't not knit like you. I'm not quite sure what that means, Jennifer. I can't not knit. I don't know. If you can clarify that for me, that would be awesome. There's probably something spell checked you. Spell checks me all the time. I never mean duck. I'm just saying. I don't text about ducks. Or very rarely do I text about ducks or ducking. So yeah. Let's have a look in the chat here. Jennifer Rivenberg, hi. It's good to see you in the chat. Oh, you cannot knit like me. Well, I continental knit, and it's a variation of continental knitting. Not all continental knitting is the same. I do have a video on the channel that shows you how I do this sort of knitting. This is more sort of my comfort. This is where I don't think about it, and this is what my hands do. But I've been learning Norwegian knitting. I want to go in and learn Portuguese knitting. I want to learn some. I'm in the process. My fingers aren't comfortable with it, but I'm in the process of learning some other continental pearls to see which ones I like better. I just think you just keep trying, and whatever works for you. You know, like I'm a crocheter, so I'm used to tensioning with my left hand. But if you've never crocheted and you've always knit this way, where you bring the yarn around and you do it that way, I've got friends who can knit faster than me doing this. Like they're just like little wizards. Like they're just like, I can't do it. But they can knit faster than me doing their throwing than I can doing continental. I don't think any particular knitting technique is faster or slower than all the others if they're done by a person who is proficient at them. I'm faster or slower at different ones because I'm used to different ones. So, it is, it's definitely something that, you have to think about for yourself, and try to work out. Sue says, I guess as a writer, I'm finding it hard to not think that will undervalue my original work. And I guess that includes knitting and crochet patterns. I think that it can't come up with an original idea at this stage. It can't. It has to use variations on themes. And I think that those of us that, how do I describe this? Embrace that AI can be used as a tool while still keeping our human creativity, and our human, emotions and feelings in things, then I think we will float to the surface a little. So, I think that's my feeling on that. I mean, I could be wrong, but that's how I feel about it. Utilizing some of the tools that help, like I like to use some of the scheduling tools and things like that are AI. They say they're AI. Half of them are just software based, but anyway. And that's the other thing to remember is not everything AI is actually AI. They're just tagging it with AI, and it's just an algorithm rather than an artificial intelligence as such. So I just think being afraid to try new things is we as crafters try new crap all the time, right? We try new yarns, we try new techniques, we make a new thing new to us. Don't be afraid to try the new thing. It may not be for you. You might not like it, you might not enjoy it, whatever. But there's no reason to be afraid of it, if that makes sense. At this stage, they're not weaponized. We're not talking the T1000s here. Then we could be afraid. All right. Oh yeah, you're going to the fun range. Oh dear. Francis says, I learnt Norwegian pearl last week. Cha cha cha. That's awesome. Linda, I agree with you. I'm actually finding that I'm digging harder to make sure I'm finding a real person than I ever did before. And I think that's actually a good thing because I've realized that some things that I thought were okay before were actually never that okay, and it's making me, oh, that blurred out. It's making me a more discerning shopper. So I want to make sure that the pattern I've purchased is, things like that. So I don't know. All right, so let me I'll just grab a Twitter link and just drop it in the chat. So just give me a little second while I find it. Home. What it is because I don't have Twitter for Fiberific. So I try to keep the different brands separate. So here we go. No, paste. There you go. And over there, I do talk a little yarn, but it's usually tech or something random. You know, it's not usually yarn related, which is why I don't have it linked to anything fiberific-y. I used to have a fiberific Twitter, but realized, or X or whatever hell. I don't spell Chantelle weird. I spell it the traditional French way. Thanks very much. But anyway. Yeah, so I thought Abby was coming to me, but she wasn't. She was just going past. Yeah, it is. It's a learning curve. It's just a learning curve, and accepting that we've got some new learning curves. Like, you know, there were people that were like, computers are going to destroy everything. You know, and they're like, oh, computers are going to steal my job. Television's going to steal my job. YouTube's going to steal my job. There's always something coming, and, you know, like, I think that we can embrace change while still like, seriously, we're talking about change and things while sitting live streaming on YouTube knitting track pants. Like, just tell me that's not ironic. Like, how old school is knitting a pair of pants? So, yeah. I think it's just going to come down to being conscious, being aware, making wise decisions. And utilizing some of the tools that can help save your time. So don't ignore it. Don't pretend it doesn't exist. Keep your originality and your original ideas, but utilizing some tools here and there. I'm not a big fan of the AI generated art at all. I've had to play with it. I've had to go with it, and I can see the advantages of it, but that's one area of it that and there's a meme floating around that was just like, I wanted AI to come in and clean my house and do my chores, so I had more time for art and creativity, not do my art and creativity so I had more time for chores. And I think I've said it before, but it comes up every now and again, and it you know, it's just one of those things that I'm just like, yeah, there's some things that I wish we could, like, seriously, why isn't AI mopping my floor for me right now? I would say yes to that. Like, sure, absolutely. You can test your AI floor mopping app on my house. Bring it. But yeah. Bub's in the house. Hey, Bub. Oh, yeah, like, so many people, like, it's just change, you know? That's all it is. It's just things that change, and this is changing quite quickly, so it's a little bit in our faces. So, yeah. Oh, we are up to another decrease round. Okay, did that come around quickly? Is it just me? It just seems to come around quick. Let me just double check I haven't, like, miscounted something. Nope, that's right. Okay, it just seems to have come around quite quickly. It's because we're getting to the bottom end of the pants and the rows are getting shorter and shorter. Also, I'm nattering. Oh, the AI bathroom scrubber. Oh, yes, please. Yes, please. Like, seriously, where's Rosie? I grew up on the Jetsons. I'm after Rosie. I want Rosie and the suitcase cars. Like, bring those. Bring those on. I'll happily test out that stuff for you. Like, bring it. I loved Rosie's attitude, actually. That was a bit special for me. Like, I just loved her sass. She was always just that little bit sassy. Oh, the meal machine for Leanne. Yeah. The meal machine. That was always a good one too. We all need a Rosie in our lives. Yes, agreed. Not sure how I feel about the spiked sleeve dresses. I think I could do without those. I think I'm more of the utilitarian jumpsuit brigade of futuristic dystopia. Like everyone just wears a jumpsuit. I'd be up for that. Um, but yeah, just bring on Rosie, bring on bathroom scrubbing technology, floor mopping technology. I mean, the little Roombas, we don't have one, but the little Roombas are starting to do floor mopping now. So, that's positive. That's positive. So that could be cool. I'm like, maybe I could get one of those. They're very expensive. So not anytime soon. Does anybody here have a Roomba that they can, tell us their tales of? I mean, I see some really funny Roomba stories, like when the Roombas escape. I remember watching this one TikTok story where the Roomba had escaped and was trying to sweep the driveway, and it was stuck on a rock, and it was just like it kept giving the falling alert because it was tipping off like a little rock. So yeah, SMA Sky, it's great to see you in here. But yeah, just definitely like those little fun stories crack me up when the Roombas escape. Oh, my niece has been gifted a robot vacuum mop for her birthday and she loves it. Man, see, it's one of the things that is always on the bottom of my list but bugs me the most. Does that make any sense? Like, I don't like grubby floors, and yet we have grubby floors. Like, we have dogs that go. We have the dog that goes in and out. We go in and out. We don't always kick our shoes off at the door. It's our own fault. Like that we end up with like a little bit grubby floor, and we don't have carpet. We have like lino floors. So it's all like it's hard floor all the way through the house, so you can really feel it. But yeah. Oh, Rosie is coming. Oh, nice. Do Roombas deep clean carpets? I don't know. I don't know the answer. Yeah. I see. I've got a hard floor, so I'm more interested in the give it a quick sweep and then mop it down. I also think my dog would chase it, and possibly the cat. I think the cat would try and take it out. I think the dog would throw balls at it and like would expect its little flip at it, like little ping pong ball to flip out somewhere. I think it could be. I think it could be fun. Oh, the Roomba disasters are funny. They do just crack me up. Oh wait, I've got to do a decrease. 1, 2, 3. And then back to 1 again. Um. My. Yeah. My carpets are covered in cat hair, and I hate vacuuming. Well, my back does. Yeah, I found that with cat hair on carpet, you've got to use like a really strong vacuum cleaner, or this might just sound really weird. It was something my aunt told me to do. She had a dog that shed on her carpets, and she actually gets a damp mop and mops over the top of the carpet, like not a wet mop, a damp mop. And it just lifts some of the cat hair, and then you got to just wash the mop out, like because the mop gets covered in cat hair. Um, and she used like one of those old mops with the strings. So yeah, Lou is losing it at something out there. Abs, can you go and check that, please? Oh, the rubber brooms do the trick for sure. Oh, the videos of cats riding the Roombas. Oh my gosh. I love those so much. Like, take me to the kitchen, Steed. Like, I could just see Macy just living on top of a Roomba and just being taken on tours around the house. I can just see her doing it. Yeah, the gate opening and closing. I love our Crossroad neighbour has got electronic gates. Best thing ever. Is he just losing his mind at nothing?
Yes.
Oh, Louis.
Oh, Louis.
Are we going to show everyone his pajamas? All right, Louis in his pajamas all. Let me just change cameras, Abs. He is in his cookies and milk pajamas. Hey, oh, you're just going to sit there. Okay, so we'll just change the camera angle for you. There you go. Milk and cookies. Hey, are you okay on the table? Oh, were you just barking because you wanted some pats? That's probably what it was. No, cute. He is looking very cute, isn't he? He got very cold last night. A maid Roomba that can send snacks to other rooms. Oh, okay. You ready, Lou?
I want to.
It's like, no. It's like, I can't fit. I can't fit. Yeah, I think a maid Roomba would be pretty cool. There are already in use servery robots that deliver food to tables in some restaurants. I've seen, not in real life, I've seen them on the internet. So I know they exist. So there would be a way to do it, but someone has to load the snack robot, right? It's not going into the cupboard and making a snack for you. But yes, there's definitely some better uses for AI that I'm looking forward to than, some of the options we have right now. Like they're cool for researching and they're great for writing things and nifty for like finding and comparing data. But the data's not always right. You got to double check the data before you get it to compare it. But like that's sort of fine. That's cool. It's got to start somewhere. But I'm looking for Rosie, the food machine. Basically, I want a replicator. Honestly, just give me Star Trek replicators now, and Star Trek transporters and replicators. I don't want to have to sit on a plane for 20 hours when I can just beam there. Like, come on, Star Trek got us mobile phones. Get us replicators. And transporters. So bring it. I'm not demanding or anything, am I? Just bring it. John says, I've got the AC cranking here. It was about 30 today, but with the humidity, it felt like 40. Oh my gosh. Yeah. We're actually going through a what's called a, what are they calling it? A polar. Anyway, it's freaking cold is what it is. This is southeast Queensland and it's dropping down to 1 degree overnight. And it's wrong. It shouldn't be that cold. And the dog doesn't like it and the cats don't like it and I don't like it. Linda says that she's in Canberra and it's currently 4. I will say, being in southeast Queensland, once the sun rises, temperature goes up. But my house is cold. Let me just check what the temperature is now. Bum, 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 bum. It's currently 17, feels like 15. Yeah, Tracy says I'm going to let other people test out the transporters before I buy one. Yeah, I do agree with that. I definitely think that will be, it'll need to go into some serious testing before I'm up for it. I think what they can do is, like in Star Trek, they originally just used them for transporting goods before they started transporting living organisms. They just transported like goods and things. So, that could be cool. A polar vortex, I'm not sure if it's quite that bad, but it's it's cold, all right? So we're babies and we're cold. And, it's winter. It's supposed to be cold, I get it. But I'm a baby and I don't like it. I like being cold, but I don't like being too cold, if that makes any sense. Because then I find it very hard to warm back up again. Yeah, that's right. In Enterprise, they were just starting to transport people in emergency situations. Yes, but it was really just for originally just for goods and moving goods around. So yeah. Um, I did see Spaceballs. I love Spaceballs. I want the transporter doors they have in the Picard series. I can't picture it, but yes, because that's further in the future. That's like high tech transporters. Like, just going to work is like you go down the street and instead of getting on the bus, you go through the transporter and then you come out, like you choose your destination and you come out near work. Like, I mean, you're not everybody's being directly transported into the buildings, but it's replacing public transport systems. It doesn't actually get cold here very often, like not properly cold. So I'm not used to it. Now, house isn't built for it. Our house is built to suck out all the warmth and throw it out the roof. Um, and we can't stop it. So, um, you know, it's annoying. John says, yeah, 17 is 62. I'd be in shorts and a t-shirt. Out in the sun, it's lovely. Like, don't get me wrong, but inside the house, it is not 17 degrees. Like, I'd have to go and grab a thermometer. I've got one on the back patio. What I'll do later is I'll pop one. I'll pop the thermometer sort of in the house. Like at the moment it's outside, but I'll pop it in the house and we'll see what my local temperature actually is, not the outside in the sun temperature. But yeah, 17's fine. 17 to 20, that's my perfect. Oh, 17 to 22, that's my like perfect thing. Like I love it. But it's just we've got, like I said, we've got concrete floors with lino on it, so the floor gets cold, it just seeps through everything. We're getting to the end of this third ball here. I think it's the third ball. I'll double check the bag. Oh yeah, they walk through a doorway and they're transported. Yeah, I'd like that. That'd be cool. I think that would be a great way to get to and from work and things like that. If you start at 9, you can be transported at 8:50 and get there 10 minutes early. One thing I'll say is as I'm getting closer to the end, I'm getting more tangles. What have I been watching lately? I've been watching Acolyte. But I haven't watched the third episode, so no spoilers. I've been watching Hope Street. Don't know how I feel about Hope Street yet. And there was something else. Oh, we've started rewatching X-Files. That's what it was. Because, like, my husband's going, hey, do you want to watch X-Files with me? And I'm like, yeah, but why are you watching X-Files? You don't watch weird shows? And he was like, X-Files was mainstream. I'm like, but it's weird. And you don't watch any of my weird shows. You come out and go, oh, that's one of your weird shows, and walk off. So it's actually been very, very nice watching X-Files. And even Abby sat through an episode last night and she was like, oh, so this is where we got Stranger Things from. I was just like, well, yeah, in part. The Harry Potter style flu system, I like the idea, but you end up grubby. So, yeah. So, I don't like that idea. Oh, yeah, it'd be nice if you could just pop home. That's right. Wouldn't that be lovely? Like, or if you left something at home and you're like, oh, but it's like really easy just to pop back and grab it. It's not like a drama. Like, it's not like an hour bus trip. Yeah, X-Files are great. And, like, I'm rewatching them, like, because, they were 90s, right? Um, and they work. Like they still work. Like so far anyway. I think we're in season 1. There's some stuff that you're just like, wow, that's so 90s. Like the cars. Oh my goodness. But there's a lot of it that's still good. Like if that makes any sense. Sometimes I'll rewatch something and I'll be like, oh my gosh, why did I watch that in the first place? I can't. I tried watching The Boys, and I just tried watching again like last week, and I can't. It's just got too much violence for me, which is fine if that's a thing for you, and I'm glad it exists because it's super creative and it's giving lots of actors and stuff really great fun roles to perform in. I just can't watch it myself. So for me, I would love to see a second season of Dead Boy Detectives. So if you haven't watched that yet, that's a fun one. And again, another one with amazing actors and directors and just really fun story that's just a bit different. Yeah. But they are on they're on the bubble. They don't know if they're going to get a season 2. It was nearly confirmed that they missed out, but then it's like, no, actually, we're not quite 100% certain we're missing out. So they just need more people watching. So, Dead Boy Detectives. Let's see. I did a full rewatch of the Stargate, SG-1, and Atlantis. I loved Atlantis. I mean, I like Stargate and SG-1 as well, but I loved Atlantis. I didn't get into what was the other one where they were on the ship. I need to try and rewatch it, but I missed a few episodes because it was still on television. But yeah, it's one of those things where I really couldn't get into it, but I love SG-1. Like just the Stargate TV series. Like that's one that I really want to get in box set that I don't have yet. The Night Gallery is another quirky show. I'll have to a look out for that. The series Ghost on Paramount is fun. Okay. Yeah, Farscape's great. I've got Farscape on DVD. Love that. If I really love a show, I do try to get the physical media. Although that's becoming a lot harder as companies like Disney are no longer selling their physical media in Australia, and I have to order it from the UK. So because I can't order it from America because we have a different we have PAL, not NTSC. So we have a different thing. It's region locked. It's so annoying. Anyway, we share the same region with the UK on Blu-rays. So I don't know if who I share with on DVDs, but on Blu-rays I can definitely get the UK versions. Stargate Universe, that was the one. They were trying to copy Battlestar. Yeah, well, okay. Yeah, that could be it because I didn't really get into Battlestar. But again, I missed a pile and I probably missed something important and my brain just went, I don't like this. Oh, we're up to a decreased round again. Really? We are, yeah. It's plowing through. I'll have to start counting to double check that I'm not decreasing too far. Not just yet. I was at 17 when we started. My TV is about 3 minutes behind in the chat. Really? Have you clicked the live to make sure that you're fully live? That's annoying. I just love the tech and the graphics of the Stargate series and how much of history. Yeah, I just thought it was really, like, they really dug deep with it. Like, I really liked that about it. It was just a lot of fun. He'll let us know in 3 minutes. Good point. I haven't seen all of the original Battlestar Galactica, but the new one was good, as was Caprica. A little dark sometimes, though. Yeah, I'll definitely need to go back and rewatch them, I think. Because, they were on free to air and I did miss a lot of it. And so I don't have a proper opinion. Does that make sense? The music in the new Battlestar Galactica was pretty cool. I remember when did they try to reboot V, and the reboot was just like, what? Because I remember the actual, like, the 80s series gave me nightmares because I was like a kid, and mum and dad, like, I get my love for sci-fi and weird shows from my mum and dad, and they would watch it, and I used to sit in this spot, like, I could sneak down the hallway and then huddle behind, like, there was a chair that was like I didn't have to really like get across to. It was kind of like at the end, like out in the open, but at the end of the hallway. But mum and dad's chair was like closer to the TV, so they couldn't see me. And then mum found out I was watching V and flipped it because it was like totally inappropriate. But I gave away my spot because they were watching the young ones, and so therefore I was. And I laughed out loud, and I gave away my spot. And that's when they realized I'd also been watching V, was then as well. Um, but yeah. Oh yeah, V was rebooted, but it didn't last very long. There was another one. There was another alien show where aliens had moved to Earth, and they had like spotty skin, and they couldn't go near the ocean. Like, ocean water was like acid to them. I can't think of what it was called. I'll find it. But I just love that one as well. So that was another great one. I can't think of the name. And like, it follows around like like cops. They're cops, and he gets paired with one of the newcomers, and like, no one else wants to be paired with this guy, but it turns out he's a really good partner. Alien Nation. Ah, that's what it is. It's Alien Nation. I loved Alien Nation. I don't know how well it'd stand up now, but I used to love Alien Nation. I would not miss an episode. But yeah, I have to see if I can even find it on anything. Also, Red Dwarf, which is just silly and funny, and it's not serious sci-fi, but it's fun. Oh, the human cop on Alien Nation was the jerk Vulcan on He was too. He was too. It was the same actor. Love a Scouse accent. Yeah. They did. They drank sour milk. They did. That's the ones. Oh my gosh. Yeah, Red Dwarf is great. I was actually talking to Tim yesterday about Red Dwarf. Because Tim was like, oh, have the guys from Red Dwarf ever done anything else? And I was like, yeah, they all have. And I'm like, Tim, you've watched so many reruns of Death in Paradise. You've never noticed Danny John Jules? So yeah. But yeah, Red Dwarf is awesome. I definitely watch Red. One of the streaming services has it, so I should sit down and do a total rewatch of Red Dwarf. Oh wait, I need to do it decrease. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, I do. Yeah, we're flying around. Okay, back to 1. Whoops, nearly lost my stitch. My little dangly stitch marker's caught in the yarn. Stop it. All right. Samuel got them drunk. Salt water dissolved them. Oh, that's right, and hit them in the sides. That's right. Yes. Gosh. Man, there were some great shows out in like the 80s and 90s, wasn't there? Just really original and interesting shows. It's nearly like a lot of these platforms are less willing to try something new. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's got to have source material. Like, I mean, Alien Nation may have had source material. I don't know. Um, I don't know enough about it, but like they're not going to really try something unless it's already got an audience. And then they go and alienate the audience by hacking it to shreds. Like, Point and Case is The Witcher. What's the other one? The Wheel of Time. They've hacked that to shreds. Like everything, like the Dresden Files. So I actually watched the Dresden Files before I read the books, but I'd also seen the online arguments about how bad the series was compared to the books and how it wasn't true to the books. And I'm like, but it's a good series. But if you came at it from the books to the TV series, yeah, I can see why they were disappointed. But yeah. Oh, Babylon 5. I absolutely love Babylon 5. I have all the DVDs. I just bought the brand new animated one, which I actually need to sit down and watch. I've been doing a rewatch of all of them so that I've got everything in order. They've just like last year released a new animated movie that was written by J. Michael Straczynski. They've used as many of the original actors that are left because like there's a bit of an ongoing discussion about how being on Babylon 5 was a death curse. There's a lot of the actors have died. But then the voice actors that they've gotten are phenomenal. I've listened to some parts of it and just that were online, and they're so good. Andromeda was good, yes. I'd never watched Sequest though. And I didn't like Buck Rogers because my brother used to call me Buck Rogers with the 40-foot teeth. Bucky Rogers with the 40-foot teeth. Okay, let's have a look here. John says that Prime and Apple TV have alienation for pay in the US. Let me just check Prime. I have Prime, so let me see if I can find alienation on it. Search alien. Apparently I can't even type alienation, so alienation. No, it doesn't even come up. I get the new Twilight, I get Stargate and they're all for pay, but no alienation on Australian Prime. So that's disappointing. Yes, disappointing. I love that the woman who played the AI for the Andromeda was also the character in SG-1 in later seasons. Oh, I'll have to check that. If I read a good book and make a movie, I can't do the movie. I've had to learn how to just accept that they're gonna trash it. That it's like just called the same thing. Yeah. Yeah, it is rude. He's rude. Yeah, shame on your brother. He was a kid, He's my little brother, and he was a kid, and he thought it was freaking hilarious. There was also, instead of Thundercats, it was Thunder Thighs. Thunder, 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 thunder thighs. So, because he's a boy who is mean to his big sister, and he used to make me sad, so he would do it more. So, the things that you remember from your childhood. Right. Lexa Dewig is married to Michael Shanks. Let me just. Oh, okay. All right. I know who Michael Shanks is. I'm like, I know that name. But I'm not really imagining Lexa from other things. So I'll have to watch some stuff. And I loved Thundercats. I thought Thundercats were great. And what was the other one? The Thundercats, Voltron. Loved Voltron. Definitely into He-Man. Didn't get into She-Ra. Loved absolutely loved to pieces the Dungeons and Dragons cartoon. Thunderbirds are good. I can walk like a Thunderbird. I'm not going to do it now, but I can do the walk because, I grew up with Thunderbirds, so we all tried it. Rodney. Rodney is like he was my favorite in Atlantis. Absolutely. The guy who played Rodney is really active on YouTube. I think it is YouTube. He live streams all the time. You should go and check him out. Alison says that she couldn't find Alienation on Australian Apple TV either. Oh, that's a shame. Just trying to think. I watched it somewhere and I'm just trying to think how I saw it. I don't think I've got the DVDs. Captain Power was a good one, yeah. Sue says, why do fiber crafts and sci-fi go so well together? I don't know. But you know what? A lot of people who do fiber crafts that I know, could be just because of who I am as well, are into like sci-fi, tech, gaming, but love their fiber crafts too. So I don't understand why they all work so well together. But for me, they definitely do. They definitely do. We are getting down to the pointy end of these pants. Oh, so okay, that was his real life sister. That was cool. Shannon says my daughter loves the Dungeons and Dragons. Oh, come on, John. What about that? I mean, that hits probably a little too close to home. Five Brothers won all the TV time slots. All of the above shows were forced upon me. Fair enough. Fair enough. I mean, my mum and dad were sci-fi nerds, so I grew up watching Doctor Who, Star Trek, Star Wars, like everything. John says, hello, I'm here too. I mean, that's a good point, John. You have put yourself in there as well. Yeah, it is kind of funny, isn't it? Tom Baker was my first doctor, but I think my doctor, who I think of as who reignited my passion for Doctor Who, is Chris Eccleston. Chris Eccleston? The first one of the new series. I think it's Chris Eccleston. The reason I'm confused is I used to go to church with a guy called Dave Eccleston, and I always got the two mixed up, which is so dumb. It's just because of the surname. I agree with you. I totally wish he had more seasons. And I've read interviews and it wasn't his favorite time of his acting career doing Doctor Who, which is such a shame because it was wonderful. It really was. Like, don't get me wrong, I love David Tennant. I thought David Tennant was really fun and quirky, but for me, it was Chris Eccleston. But yeah. But I haven't watched any of the new seasons. I didn't watch any of the Chick, and I haven't watched any with Nakuti. I just haven't gotten into it the last couple of years. So yeah, nothing against the actors, just that I just haven't been in that frame of mind for that show. I will go back and rewatch season one, like not season one, but you know what I mean, like Doctor Number 9. Our nighttime time slots included Sale of the Century. Me too. Sale of the Century. The Cosby Show. Yeah. Buck Rogers. Hey, hey, it's Saturday was another one that we used to watch every single week. Yeah. Every single week we watched Hey, hey, it's Saturday. We loved Hey, hey, it's Saturday. Esme says that I like Tennant and Smith the most. Haven't got caught up on the most recent ones. Yeah, neither have I. And look, I'm hearing really good things about them. I haven't gotten into them. Jodie Whittaker was really good as a doctor. Shame she got crap storylines though, because she's a phenomenal actress. I've seen her in a pile of other stuff. I can imagine she'd be great. Um, I watched about 3 of her episodes, didn't like it. I liked the Christmas special and the Nakuti intro with 10. Couldn't get into the Nakuti. Yeah, this is the thing. The storylines that they choose, well, not that the actors choose, but that the writers choose, sometimes just goes a little left field. The Goodies. Oh my gosh. I think the Goodies are on one of the streaming services. I spot them there. Oh, they're on BritBox, I think. Don't cry for me, Marge and Tina. That always comes into my head. Every time. And the giant cat. That giant white cat. That was just in like one episode. Yeah, Broadchurch. She was in with David Tennant. Yeah. But she's done tons of stuff. Like, she earned that Doctor Who role. It's just the storylines, from what I hear, weren't as similar. I think that's part of it. Like, you know, I like it when the doctors go on adventures and it's, you know. But even still, there's episodes of like Dr. Donna that I didn't get into, and there was some of the Rose Tyler episodes I didn't get into. So, you know, there's always hit and miss with the writing. Knight Rider. I would love to see Knight Rider come back, honestly. It's probably less exciting because our cars do talk to us now to a degree. Like if we have an Android Auto, it gives us directions, but nothing like the sass, you know. But I think Knight Rider would be fun. Who did I see? I saw it. I think it was a fan made thing where they've got what's his face. Abby. Who's the lead dude in that High School Musical? Zac Efron. I saw I think it was fan art where Zac Efron with long wavy locks and 80s garb leaning up against a black sports car with like Knight Rider. Ab Fab was great. I loved Ab Fab. If you have Foxtel, the Goodies are on there. Oh, Black Books was hilarious. Oh, Black Books just like 3 top level comedians in the same show. Like, you can't ask for more, right? And they were just so good together. That comes back to AI. I'm looking forward to being able to talk to my car and get responses in the tone of voice. Oh, chat's frozen. In the tone of voice I set for it. Okay. They brought back MacGyver, Hawaii Five-0, and Magnum PI. They really shouldn't have. I didn't mind 5-0. I thought they did that pretty well, like with the cast that they chose. I liked that. Or at least the first few seasons. I sort of, you know, I think I've only watched the first few seasons, but it went for like 10 years or something. I never watched the new PI and I never watched the new MacGyver. Oh yeah, I'm here for the sarcastic humour. Absolutely. That's probably one of the reasons why I love British humour so much, because it just aligns so well. Gen X trying to touch our childhoods by remaking our favourite shows and ruining it. Yeah, they definitely have to trash some stuff. Yeah, you can't replace Tom Selleck. You just can't. There was some great shows. Like I liked Finder. And so it was sad that didn't last longer. I really enjoyed that. Like there's some really good shows that just don't get enough of a run, I reckon. Alison says it got very gun heavy and patriotic towards the end. Yeah, I didn't watch the last season, so I don't have any idea. Funky Gibbon. Punky Brewster. Sorry, that just ticked my brain into Punky Brewster. I remember Punky Brewster and Poochie and the Monchichis. They were cartoons I used to like. The Monchichis. I never watched Gimme Gimme Gimme. I don't know what that is. Look at this. Where this like point in the ball where the ball's just not a ball anymore. It's just as a flat mash of strands of yarn. Okay, we're up to another decrease round. Punky was like my second childhood crush after Drew Barrymore and before Clarissa Explains It All and My So-Called Life. Oh, okay. Yeah, Punky Brewster was pretty cool. She was a cool girl. I used to do the whole side pony. No, Punky Brewster was two ponies, wasn't she? Wait a second. I did both those things. I don't know. I did side ponies and I did two ponies. But I think Punky Brewster, she was the one pony, I think, with the mismatched fluoro socks. I think that's right. I don't even know. Claire Danes used to go in there all the time. Oh, that's a shame. There was a show with Punky Brewster 20 years later with her own kids. I saw it. I didn't watch it. Like I saw that it existed, but I was just like, and it was like Full House, right? Like I liked Full House way back. I didn't rewatch the Full House reboot or the continuation or whatever they want to call it. I didn't watch that. I look at some of those things and I'm just like, what have you done since then? Like, and some of them have done nothing since then. So it's like, but one of the girls, like one of the daughters, she's like did all those what are they called? All the tea mysteries for Hallmark. Oh man, my brain won't give it to me. Oh, Airwolf. The Funky Gibbons song on the goodies. Okay, I get it now. Thank you. Yes. I don't remember the song there, but I think I remember the dance. Candice Bergen, that's the name I'm thinking of. And she did what were they? The mysteries, I can't remember. Oh, come back here, stitch marker. I mean, these stitch markers are just to tell me like how many stitches. I think I've got like 20 stitches between each one. I have the Airwolf theme on my Amazon Music playlist in the car. Oh, that's kind of funny. I mean, I'm not going to pick on you because you have no idea of the TV theme music I have in my car. Candace Cameron, she's big on Hallmark. Ah, that's it. That's who it is. Not because Candice Bergen's someone else. Candace Cameron. Fraggle Rock. Oh my gosh. I love Fraggle Rock and the Builders, the Dozers. Fraggle Rock was so cool. Oh, Remington Steele. deal. Oh my gosh. Geez, we're all showing our ages, aren't we? Just all the great 80s and 90s TV that we used to just love. The doozers. The doozers. I always thought they were dozers, but you're right, they're doozers. Oh, wait, back 3 because I need to decrease. Back to 1. Okay, Aurora Tea Garden. Thank you. Thank you for saving my brains, Tracy and Sal. The Aurora Tea Garden Mysteries. I knew it had tea in it. I knew it. I knew it. Oh my gosh. All right, we have come round. Let me just do a count of how many of these decreases we've done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 20. 21 out of 31. So 21 out of 31 decrease rounds. I'm going to need another ball of yarn for sure. Oh, but before we go, I want to check to see how many I had used. And I still have that many left of the original bag. So there's still 2 and a bit left. So that's the 3rd ball. So that is cool. That's cool. This is working out to be like, because like as a group we were able to do a big bulk buy and I was able to get each of us 5 packs of the Sierra for $34 Australian. It's meant this is an inexpensive project. Like what? But yeah, it's made a really good value and it's been so cold I want to wear them. So I'm like, maybe I'll have to make a second pair. And because it's using 3 balls, I still have nearly 4 balls of the purple left. Well, I have 4 balls of the purple left. So as long as I can keep it under 4, I'm going to make another pair, I think. But I've got some other projects I want to do first. Get these ones done. Get the pockets done. Get them ready for retreat. And go from that. So in saying that, it is time to say goodbye. It is end of our live stream for today. I'm going to run the productivity stream on Saturday. So we couldn't run it last week because I had to, there was a massive change of plans here and I needed to help build a fence. But I'm going to run it this week. So if you are around, we're going to have the productivity stream. I'm thinking about setting up the spinning wheel. I haven't 100% decided. Productivity stream this weekend. If you're up for it, I will catch you later. Bye now.